Well, it's spring here in Michigan, and you can see by the lake it's unfrozen. You probably hear the birds off in the background. And I thought I'd take a few minutes and do a review on my John Deere 3039R. It's a cab, and it's for the first 26 hours, right? I can tell you the good things, the bad things. Again, it doesn't have a ton of hours on it yet, but I've got to spend a little bit of a time on it, use a few of the implements, and overall, I'm really pleased. This is a quality machine. There are some small things I wish were improved, but the bottom line is this is an absolute beast, right? If it's in the right application here. I'll do a little walk around here for you and give you a different view. I do have the deluxe cab on it. That means it comes with the radio and the lighting kit. So let me start in the front here. You can see by looking at it, I have the deluxe grill guard on it. And just one note that they may not say when you purchase it, the deluxe grill guard does not fold all the way down like the standard grill guard. I don't think that's an issue, but it's just something to note going forward. I plan to take off the loader if I do any work that requires me to get, right there into the engine. And I have had the loader off, and that's one thing I will say. It really is nice taking off the loader. It's not that difficult. I went through it step by step. I'll put a video out there to show you how to do it. But really, it was quite easy. The next thing that you'll see is from the front here is the bucket. The bucket on this is the heavy-duty bucket, and I've been doing some work, just moving some sand, a few rocks. You can't tell by looking at this, but here are some of the rocks I've been moving with that bucket. So a standard bucket might get beat up with that, but there's a few bigger rocks in there. But this really has performed fantastically. There's no dents in the bucket at all. It's really been quite nice. And you can tell it's a heavy-duty bucket. You see this little reinforced side right here, and on the top, that's how you know it's a heavy-duty bucket, is just the thickness of the metal there. But honestly, it really has been really nice in terms of a bucket. You also see a tooth bar on there. Now, I did not originally buy this with the tractor package. I purchased this separately from Heavy Hitch, and let me tell you, that thing tears up the ground. It's heavy, it's durable. I will comment, if you need to flatten an area with the bucket, something you'd standardly do with your bucket. The tooth bar does, I would say, cause some issues, right? So I have to clean out an area for a culvert, and it's better to have the tooth bar off of that. So I will be taking it off for that. But in general, it's a great feature to have. With the heavy-duty bucket, you can see there's our bolts going in there. So they have a clamp-on version and a bolt-on version. If you have the heavy-duty bucket, you need to get the bolt-on version from Heavy Hitch. And regardless, there's Piranha, there's other applications there, but having a tooth bar on it changes your bucket. You can really get into anything you have to move. If you got a mound of old dirt, you can hit it, tear it up really easily. I'd recommend that highly. It does have the 320 loader, and it is comes off nice, very easily. No real issues with that. I'll have to send or create another video for that to show you guys how to do it. The ones I saw posted from John Deere, honestly, were not very good. It was just people making videos. to show how to take it on and off, that we're my resource there. I think John Deere overall, in terms of what they provide, at least from a social media standpoint or video explanations of their product, it's not very good, or it needs improvement. Here is the side view. A couple things I can tell you about this. You can see the tires on it. I did have them loaded with beet juice, and it does make it a lot more stable. Now, I didn't originally drive this except in the lot of the dealership without beet juice, but I have some areas, some hilly areas that are quite create quite the unique angles, and I would say without the beet juice, this would be very, very tippy, especially with the cab on it. So that's something to be very concerned with if you're purchasing this 3039R, 3046R, etc. They are very narrow tractors, and what the dealership told me is they don't support wheel spacers for the back of this. There's some issue where it causes additional stress. Now, that's something I'm going to look into more, because frankly, with the cab on it, with it being as narrow as it is, even with the beet juice, you do have to be careful. So that's something you should be concerned with, and take that into account in your application going forward. I did purchase the belly mower for this, and I haven't got to use the belly mower. I have tried it out, obviously. I've run the PTO, etc. It's got the mid PTO in there. The one thing I would say that I did not recognize, and I probably can't get the camera in there to see it, but there is a mount, obviously, for the belly mower. And what happens is, you lower the mount to put on the belly mower, and then if it's not on there, you lift it. But what you don't realize when you purchase that is that mount, even when it's lifted, stays a lot lower than the bottom of the tractor, and a lot lower, I'd say a few inches. So that decreases your clearance by a few inches. And again, that's not something that was brought up by the dealer, and maybe they didn't know it, but it's something you'll see. It has not been a problem, but I certainly can see it being a problem going forward, depending on the application. I have a lot of woods here. I'll be cutting trails, and there'll be logs, there'll be bumps out there, and it'll rub. So that's another issue that I saw. It's windy today, so I'm sorry if this is affecting the video. From the rear, a couple things that you'll see here. First of all, you see the John Deere iMatch. Honestly, if you're getting a few implements, I would recommend a quick hitch. It doesn't have to be the iMatch, but this thing is awesome. It changes it from a category 1 to a category 3 in terms of the attachment there. So that's what you'll need. If you have existing implements, you'll have to, buy those adapters, but it's outstanding. That's all I can say. It makes it a breeze to set it up, and all the implements thus far that I have are set up that way and work perfectly. So very pleased with that. On the back here, you see I get the rear SEV put on there. That's used for the belly mower, and a nice little feature here is I have the grapple, and the grapple is easily my favorite implement. I haven't got to use it as much as I plan to, seeing as I only got 26 hours on this, but I have a lot of dead ash out there, and frankly, it's heavy. Having a grapple is going to be fantastic, but really easy to connect. These quick connects are great. Honestly, everything back here has been top notch. So very pleased. You can see with the deluxe cab up here, there's your air filter when you need to change that. The cab itself, sitting inside the cab when you're doing work, whether it's in the winter or the spring here, it's awesome. you see have the lights. I've only done one session of work where I needed the lights, and my brother and I, we were out. We're working on a field back here. I'm putting in a pollinator habitat, and in the I think it was early March we were out there. It was very dark, about 9 o'clock at night. We're running these lights, and with the deluxe cab with this lighting kit, it's fantastic. Your lighting is very good. The only comment I will say about the lighting with the deluxe guard that I showed you up front, it does interfere a little bit with the front lights, but it's not significant enough to really diminish the experience with the lighting kit. So very good as well. I have, as part of the deluxe cab, the rear wiper back here. I haven't had to use it so far. You see the connections for the hydraulics. This is for the loader down here. Very easy to take on and off. One comment I would make, a 3039R or an R series tractor from John Deere is a premium tractor, and I probably should have went with the quick connect. Sure, you can do it. It's easy, but that quick connect, for the money, it's really up to you if you would find value in that. But I'm 51 years old. I'm starting to get a little bit slower when I get up and down, and with the the ease of taking off this loader, that would be nice as well. You can see I have the function on there. That's for the grapple right there. Here are the connections for the grapple right there, the orange and the green. But overall, from an exterior perspective, I couldn't be any more happier with this tractor, other than the comments that I made. Well, now that we've looked at the outside, let's take a look at the inside. You see the clouds have moved in a little bit. Opens up nice. Right here, they have the spring assist, and the door stays open. On the other side, they don't. And honestly, that's a couple bucks. It's mind-boggling why that other door doesn't have it, because it is irritating, I would say, not having it stay open on the other side. I'm sure it's some safety precaution that they have, but honestly, it may even be a cost save. But regardless, it's a minor thing that could really improve the experience there. This does come with the air ride, and I wanted the most comfortable seat I could get. I don't know, honestly, after sitting in the different models of seats they had, that anyone was much better, but certainly, their upper end seats are nice. This air seat, basically, you push it in, it'll go up, pull it out, it'll go down. You have that little yellow thing right there, and it's just telling you how high the seat or how low the seat is. And I'm going to hop in. Ugh. Shut the door, and you'll notice that wasn't too terribly difficult. One thing I will say about the cab is that getting in it, it's okay. You want to make sure that the tilt is up all the way. And once you're in here, I'm 6 foot, 190 pounds. No problem sitting in this. I do wish that the seat went back a little farther. It does adjust in and out, but there is a little bit more space there. But perhaps they could rig something up at the dealer, make it go back farther. It is still very comfortable. I sat in the 4 Series. It was a bigger cab, probably fit me better, but the tractor itself was a little bit too big for me in what my application was. But you can see the cab here. The visibility, you can look down into the corners, is very good. No problem at all. And I am comfortable in here. There is no doubt. Couple things, getting in and out of it, getting out of it. I will say if you're going in and out quite a bit, the cab is a bit of a pain, at least this size cab. Once you're in it, it's fine, but again, getting in and out, if you have something like that, recognize it's a lot more difficult than an open station. The only issue I would have with the cab overall, you can see it has tilt steering, which is awesome. So when I get out, I lift it up. When I'm in here, oh, let me fix it. It's right here. But this is the one thing that I've read a few instances of on the internet, and I noticed it for myself. Look at that. A steering wheel that's locked into place should not do that. So I contacted the dealer. I have some things to do here. We're going to take it in and look at it. But really, John Deere should not let this out of their factory like this. This is a quality item. And if this is how it comes standard, it is just a poor design and needs improvement. But I'm very unhappy with that. You don't want a steering wheel that moves like that. So hopefully that'll get addressed, and if not, I'll be very disappointed because that's a user experience item. Couple things related to the station here. If you look to the right, here's your joystick. That's going to move your loader. This will move your mower deck up and down. Pull your rear implement up. This is your PTO right here. And I'm not going to go through all of these. I will touch on what they are. You have your, cruise control right here, which I have not used. You have your load match and auto throttle right here. So let me get in here. This one you're going to use a lot. Essentially, you start it up, you move up the throttle, you can run it that way. But if you press auto throttle here, this is load match, this is auto throttle, you can leave this down at the lowest setting, and when you hit, this is a hydrostat, which means forward and reverse, you just hit the pedals. You go forward, it's going to increase your RPMs for you, so you won't have to adjust the throttle here. So that is really, really nice. The load match, which is this button right here next to it, they say you use that, and I have used that when you're doing loader work, and I have done loader work with this. So all in all, very good. Let's move to the heat and air conditioning. I have not run the air conditioning yet because it's been real cool here in Michigan, but the heat is fantastic. When you're in this cab, you can see, look at that lake. It's not super windy today, but it's windy, and sitting in this cab is just very nice. The controls, they work excellent. You can adjust these as you see fit, and it's just, again, top of the line. One little add-on that I did put here, Level Gauge Senior. I don't know if you can see it real well, but it's just going to tell you the angle that you're at. So I put that on because it is a narrow tractor, and safety is a big issue when you talk tractors, rollovers, especially one that is so narrow. So little helper for me. I have one right here to do the other side. Let's start on this side. It does have 3 ranges, parking brake. Another critique I would have is you would think shifting, at least on this tractor, would be fantastic. I have not found moving the gears to be as smooth as it should be. So I don't know if this is this particular tractor, this series, or it's a problem with John Deere. And I don't know if I'd call it a problem. It's just not as smooth as it should be. But again, when you pay this much for a piece of equipment, you want the highest quality, and that's what you expect from John Deere. In the rear, it does have a rear window that opens very easily, and even in the spring here, we had a few nice days in the 50s. It got a little warm in here. I didn't run with the heat, but I did open this back window, and it is really nice. I like it a lot. So overall, just the cab, if you're into being protected from the weather, having heat, having air, this is the way to go. Drawbacks are you have more weight up top. You have less visibility. Not much less, but you do have less visibility here. The last item related to the seat, and the last item I have is the safety feature related to the seat. So take a look at the front, right? Where are you at with your loader? Huh? How's that bucket look? Well, you can see you don't have perfect visibility down there. So what do you do when you drive a tractor? You sit up a little bit, right? Get a better view. Well, when you do that, the tractor will stop. So that's something you have to get used to. I'd like, I know there's a few videos. If anybody knows an easy way to short circuit that, I would appreciate it. It does irritate me a little bit. I recognize you do have to have safety features, and they are important on a tractor, but it's just something that's irritating and drives me crazy, because there are times where you do want to get up and look a little closer. But that's my overall review in the first 26 hours. Overall, very pleased with the tractor. Excellent quality, has a lot of weight to it. The power's good. It's been able to handle anything I've put it up against so far, and I would highly recommend it. Definitely take a look at a few of those drawbacks. Maybe they're not drawbacks for you, but recognize there are some things to be concerned with. So good luck, and we'll be talking to you.